don't know. Maybe he was waiting till we come on. Maybe he gonna pop.
He didn't do it.
Yeah, I know. We are live right now. This is DJ Crown J, fifth quarter Cowboys, and my co-host tonight is none other than Dallas Cowboy Football News. Brother, introduce yourself.
What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy Football News. Crown J, thank you so much for getting this set up yesterday. Let's talk some football.
Yeah, man. We only got 2 viewers, but we still gonna rock and roll, baby. So by the title, I'm pretty sure Dallas Cowboy Football News doesn't know the title of this video. And the ones that see the title, you pretty much, it speaks for itself. And the title is Dallas Cowboy Football News changes his view on Tavon Austin. And before we jump into that, I got another question because I want to kind of say that for when a couple more people come in. But right now, let me ask you this. Rico Gathers, David Irvin, those two guys are have been, kind of controversial in the past 3-4 months. I don't know why. Well, of course I know why, but man, will either one of these guys be a Cowboy next year?
Well, controversial in a sense of David Irvin's baby mama drama. Yeah, Rico Gathers, I think it's just his personality. I mean, with Rico running his mouth, I don't like it, but in a sense, I think that it shows frustration against the organization. If he felt like he was clear, week 7, and they left on IR, maybe for developmental reasons, like Garrett talked about in the press conference today. But he felt like he was ready. Now he's talking about in the interviews today that, instead of being at plan B and C, now he feels like he's back at plan A. But he said that he's enjoying his tight end coach, for giving that verbiage and that and translate it to where he can understand it to put it to use on the field. So Rico Gathers, I think he had a right to be frustrated, but now it's time to buckle your chin straps and get to work and see how he responds in this month of June when it's dead. I hate the month of June for any NFL team because that's when players get arrested. That's when everything happens in June. So I think that for everybody on this Dallas Cowboy roster, this little vacation they got before training camp, I think they need to be responsible. With David Irving, I mean, a lot of distractions off the field. Eating fast food a lot, I'm sure, because being at this police station, waiting in this airport, so yeah. I mean, to stay fit, it takes a lot of work, especially if you're doing it, steroid free and enhancements that are banned by the NFL free. I mean, it is hard to stay in shape, football shape, National Football League shape, and so I think the off the field distractions, is what set David Irvin back. But I think these two guys, I think one of them at least makes the team. David Irvin is definitely going to make this team. If not, he might get traded. Rico has a lot to prove still. He hasn't played a snap in the National Football League. We're talking about David Irvin had 7 sacks in 8 games before he got that concussion. So I think he just needs to buckle his chin straps and go to work and get his fat ass in shape.
Yeah, I agree. David Irvin, man, it's just so, it's just so ticky-tacky, clowny type shit. You got your nipple rings getting ripped out. You're stapling your arm. You know what I'm saying? You in your front yard fighting with your girlfriend. Then you show up at OTAs falling over dummies and can't keep up. And, man, it's just so much. Rico's situation, I can understand his frustration, feeling like he was cleared and he was ready to go. Obviously, he's not the coach. He's not the coach. They decide who's cleared and ready to go. And even if you're cleared, they decide if you're ready to go. So, far as Rico go, like I said, I can understand, but, he had preseason snap. But, as you alluded to, preseason snaps and, regular season snaps are not the same because you don't have all starters out there. So, as far as regular season go, Rico hasn't played a game. And Rico hasn't played under pressure. Let me put it like that. Rico he's not a tight end that has played under pressure. So I think confidence and ego comes into play when you're at practice doing good. When you don't have on pads, you just got on the helmet. It's very easy to catch the ball. So I'm assuming the fact that Rico, really doesn't have the football smarts and the football mind. I guess he thinks the good practices like that mean that's exactly how he's going to play it during the game. But that's not the case ever. That's never the case. So and I think Rico can lose a couple of pounds because he look a little slow out there. He looks a little slow. I'm not gonna front. But yeah, as far as Irvin, I just want Irvin. Man, I like the guy, man. I like the guy. You got some guys that really don't have the football smarts, but they just such a freak of nature that they can do anything. That's why Byron Jones is so versatile. He's a freak of nature. He's an athlete. He's very athletic. You can put him anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Man, and Irvin is one of those guys that's just a freak of nature. And I really want David Irvin to take this shit serious. Like you gotta really take working class Cowboy. There you go. What's up, brother? That Mosh thought you was coming on. Where you at, man? You want to come on? What's up? I'll drop the link in the chat if you want it, man. But yeah, Irvin, man, it's so crazy because a lot of people just want us to do the 3-4 technique. Then people say we need the 4-3, and it's I don't know, man. Malik Collins, like I said last night, bro. We got David Irvin, his antics, man, and small antics, but still antics, man. We don't know if Gregory coming back. We got Tyrone Crawford with 2 shoulder surgeries. We got Tank Blau with 2 back surgeries. We got Malik Collins with 2 foot surgeries. Jihad Ward, we got Jihad Ward. We don't know what he can do. We still got Dayton Jones. Brian Price is coming right off surgery. Oh man, that D line is just looking a little. I don't know, man. That D line. I'm not worried, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned as of will they be healthy enough to get in shape during training camp in Oxnard, because it's different when you say, oh, they'll be all right for the season. They won't be injured for the season, but will they be healed up in enough time to get in better shape? Because OTAs out there in California, that goddamn heat, you're gonna lose some weight. You're gonna get in some shape out there. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope these guys really start taking care of their bodies more. We still haven't heard a word on Randy Gregory and all that good stuff. Like I say, I'm still saving the Marquise. What's up, man? If Irvin would take this serious, that's exactly what me and Football News talking about right now. And I'm still not gonna get into the Tavon thing yet, because I'm gonna say that's the bad part. But oh man, I gotta bring this up, dude. Dak Prescott. Let me ask you this seriously, like, man, I'm chilling, Marquise. I gotta ask you this, man, and this year I'm not clowning Dak. I'm not doing none of that. But do you think that last year? Okay, first of all, we know what Dak did in 2016, and we know why things happened the way they happened last year. Do you think a result of having if we have a healthy offensive line, Ezekiel Elliott for all 16 games, do you think that will build up that confidence, or do you think Dak Prescott will just be that better anyway, coming off of 9-7?
I think it's a mixture of everything.
Okay.
I think that they really put some weapons. If you look at the wide receiving core, it's a whole different wide receiving core. Allen Hurns, Deontay Thompson, Tavon Austin, Michael Gallup, Cedric Thornton or Cedric Wilson. There's just so many different wide receivers that they have in place here for Dak. And now, if you all look at these wide receivers, they're prototype Bryce Butler type receivers. Now, we made the argument all offseason. Bryce Butler was Dak's go-to guy. He was the best receiver last year, yada, yada, yada. I think the Cowboys figured a little bit of something like that, but they are prototype Bryce Butler, but yeah, a little different in their own flavor, right? And I think we're a ground and pound team, and we were 5-3 with Zeke, but we're also 3-3 without him. And I think that we really gotta chop at the bit. It's Dak Prescott's third year. The pressure's on. He's quote unquote a veteran. He's been a starting quarterback in the National Football League going on 3 years. There's no more excuses for Dak, in my opinion. And I think that the pressure is going to be there because there's a lot of Cowboy fans that don't believe in Dak, and there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans that do. And so eventually he's going to have to win somebody over.
Yeah.
And so he better hit the people that don't like him and start proving something wrong, because at the end of the day, Tony Romo did it without a running game for many years, and Tony Romo was pretty elite. And Dak, he needs to get that running game going, or get that passing game going, just in case there is something missing in that running game.
Okay. Hold up, Working Class Cowboy. Do you have like a social media, Facebook, or what's your name on the Hangout? Working Class. What's your name on Google Hangout so I can type it in and find it? All right. Now let's talk about it. The title says it all. Dallas Cowboy football news changes his view on Tavon Austin. We've been going head to head, blow to blow about Tavon since we got him, brother. You said Tavon is a fumble king. You said Tavon doesn't fit on our roster. We don't have enough room for Tavon. He hasn't done anything in the National Football League. If they can do that with him in the Rams, they can't do that with him in the Cowboys. Tell me how in the hell is all that washed away? What happened?
Well, let me tell you this. What I said last night, I said I swallowed my pride on Tavon Austin.
Okay.
And what I swallowed my pride on is him not making this 53-man roster. With Scott Linehan's comments, we got to get the ball in Ken's hand. Tavon Austin, he's a player that whatever Scott Linehan said, you can look it up. And I mean that just gives him it's his roster spot to lose at that point. Scott Linehan wanted him in the get-go. Scott Linehan's gritting ear to ear during that trade call, and it is what it is. So, and Scott Linehan, no matter how shitty he could be as a play caller, he still has a job on the Dallas Cowboys. So they really buy into what Scott Linehan has to say. And so with that being said, granted he does have 21 career fumbles, but at the same time he only lost 8. So that means he recovered the majority of them. And so there's that token. He doesn't have a fumble as a running back, and he only has 2 fumbles as a wide receiver. I think that we got to find that staple piece for punt returns. If Tavon Austin's a guy, and he can't fumble that football, that's a good thing. That's good for the Dallas Cowboys. But at the same token, we really got to, because his focus is getting that starting role as a punt returner, and if he can protect that football, that's the majority of his football. His fumbling right there is that punt return. I think that he can be an explosive player for us. With 21 fumbles being gone and he only lost 8 of those fumbles. I mean, it's a good sign. But at the same token, he has to ball out for us. And I mean, there's still tough competition on this roster. Don't get me wrong. I still think there's plenty of guys that could beat out Tavon Austin. But that's what I saw my pride on. Scott Linehan said it. They believe in him. He still has a job with the Dallas Cowboys, and that's what it is.
Wow, man. Wow, man. I'm so happy to hear that, bro. Because man, that's big coming from you, man, because you was really done with him. You ain't want no parts of Tavon, man. So that's really big, man. And I'm happy to hear that, bro. I'm happy to hear that we on the same page as far as one of the best for, the Cowboys. And if Tavon is a Cowboy, we got to want the best for Tavon too. So, yeah, man, it's really good to hear that, bro. Seriously, man. That's real big. That's real big, man. So, the fact that you got that out the way, we're gonna get back into that a little later also. Let's talk about Lance Lenore, who I've been preaching about forever. And Scott Linehan said this a week ago. Ooh, my Cowboys family coming for you right there. But
What they say?
he said Scott Lanahan said that a week ago. So it was like, so I guess like why you just now getting on board?
Because the DallasCowboy.com article didn't have that on there a week ago.
So let's talk about this player I've been talking about. You know, even before I got on YouTube, when he first came to us, and even on most all the roundtable, every roundtable we talked about before Dez was gone, talking about receiver core and stuff, I was always screaming Lance Lenore, and everybody always threw that one fumble he had at me, and I was like, no, give this kid a chance. And you said this brother put on how many pounds of muscle?
At least 8 to 10 pounds.
It's hard to put on that. It's easy to put on 10 pounds of fat. But do you know the way you got to work your ass off to put on 8 to even 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds of damn muscle? So, my Cowboys fan, I'm gonna ask you first since you're in the comments, brother, and I hope you say what I want you to say. Will Lance Lenore make this team? I'm waiting on my Cowboys family response. I asked him, will Lance Lenore make this team? I gotta know what he says first. You know, he pretty good at what he do, man. You know, he pretty good. You know, he was been right about a lot of the guys that are gone. I don't think so. Only practice. Oh man. Dallas Cowboy football news. Do you see Tavon? Not Tavon. Do you see Lance Lenore making the practice squad at least?
Absolutely not. I think that Lance Lenore makes the 53-man roster. This guy's in a ball out. I mean, and there's no guarantee Terrence Williams is on this football team. There's no guarantee Deontay Thompson's on this football team. The Cowboys ain't scared to eat dead money. Cowboys don't care about cutting you. If they cared about it, they would have made Dez Bryant a post-June 1 cut. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do that. They outright cut him, and they're going to eat that $8 million. They could have easily just broke that sucker in half, but they didn't do it. The Cowboys don't care about dead money, and all they got to do is eat $1 million up of because the money's already paid for. There's nothing to lose. If they cut him, you already have your team in set, so you're just eating that money this year. They're like, the money's already paid for. So if you cut, it's gone. Cowboys don't care about dead money, especially when it don't affect next year's cap. So Lance Lenore can beat out Terrence Williams, and Lance Lenore can – yeah, we hear you. And Lance Lenore can beat out Deontay Thompson. So, I mean, there's good competition at this wide receiver core. So don't get discouraged if T. Will and Deontay Thompson are gone, because Lance Lenore is coming for that starting position.
Hold up, y'all. Let me make an introduction real quick. Working Class Cowboy is on this thing with us, brother. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, this is Working Class Cowboys. I don't know how many of y'all out there have seen my videos, but I'm a pretty passionate fan. And look, I'm here to discuss my Cowboys. I bleed, live, and die silver and blue, guys. You can believe that 24/7. I've been following my Cowboys since 1978. All right, I can remember being about 3 or 4 years old, sitting on the couch watching them Cowboys with my family. Look, it's in our blood. So look, talk about my Cowboys and about all the things I see going on with this team. So how y'all doing tonight? Hey, thank you guys for having me, by the way. I'm new to this. This is my very first live stream, so y'all bear with me. I'll get better at this. But look, I'm just happy to be here, and thank y'all for having me.
No problem, man. I welcome this to everybody, bro. This is about that star. This is about that star, baby. That blue and silver, man. We all want the same thing, brother. Like, you know, like I tell these guys all the time, man. I will have 20 people on here, man. Let me ask you a question, brother. I asked him this. I'm gonna ask you this too. Dak Prescott's success this year. Will we see? Let me ask you this. It's kind of tricky. Will we see progress in Dak Prescott, or will Dak Prescott be only because our offensive line is where it used to be and Zeke is back?
You know, this funny. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine today. Hey, look, that really, honestly, that in my mind depends on our offensive coordinator, Scott Linehan. It also depends on this new quarterbacks coach, Kellen Moore. Look, I know they got a good relationship and all, but he's unproven. So look, I don't know. I'll say yes, we will see improvement. I think in his footwork. I think that's one of his just the areas he needs the most work in, his footwork, and also learn how to read defenses. Now, look, I know it's his third year in the league, but he needs to learn how to do pre-snap reads. Okay, because look, the RPO is great and everything, running bootlegs and all these fancy damn jet sweeps. Which let me tell you, can we swear on this show?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. So what the fuck you want to say?
Okay, good, man. I just want to make sure we weren't PG or anything.
No, sir.
All right. Well, look, he needs to fucking to fucking look at the defense, know what kind of coverage he's got, and he should know before that ball's even snapped where it's going. And he don't have that right now. Look, and a lot of it falls on the coaches. Okay, I'll tell you straight up about me so y'all know where I stand with Jason Garrett. I can't fucking stand that guy. Okay, I never wanted him to be our offensive coordinator. I never sure as hell didn't want him to be the head coach. Okay. Now you could argue that anything's better than freaking Wade Phillips, although he's a good defensive minded coach, not really a head coach. All right. But we couldn't find anybody better than fucking Jason Garrett. I mean, come on. I've been screaming this guy needs to be fired since they hired him. All right. So look, it all depends on the coaches. I like Dak. I do. I'm not, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sold on him yet. After one good season.
Let me ask you this real quick. When you say it's up to the coaches, yes, what's the expectation you put on the coaches for Dak Prescott?
What's my expectation? Well, can you be a little more specific? Like, what do you mean expectations as far as how he's going to perform? What his numbers are going to be?
The question was based off Dak Prescott, and you said it's up to the coaches. What do you mean by that?
Well, you asked me if I think he's going to improve.
Yeah.
And don't you at least agree that at least some of that in part is on the coaches? I at least, I don't know if he's going to improve after last year. Then that's what I was talking about last night, guys. And I know it goes a little bit off subject, but I was talking about how, you guys were asking, what do I think this team's going to look like? Or we were talking about that. And I don't know. Like I was telling DJ last night, I don't know. And I don't know if I'm alone in that or if other people in Cowboys Nation are kind of feeling like, I don't know about this team yet. I don't know what kind of product we're going to see on the field because a lot of these players are all improving. Unknown commodities and whatnot. I mean, yes, we have veterans, but as far as Dak goes, guys, maybe I'm a little gun shy. Maybe I don't want to just fall on a sword and say, yeah, he's going to have an amazing year. I think as Zeke Elliott goes, this team goes, guys. As the offensive line goes, this team goes.
I guess that's kind of what my question was. Will Dak really improve that much, or will our O-line and Zeke just make it look like he's improved that much?
I apologize for that. I didn't catch that last part of that question. Yes, I think this O-line and Zeke will make him look a lot better than what he is. But in Dak's defense, you could say that about a lot of quarterbacks throughout the history of the NFL and even today.
True. Because
of the players they have around them, they look a lot better than what they really are.
That's true.
So, and we can win a championship with Dak Prescott. Absolutely. Can we win a championship with the squad we got right now? Yes. I think we can. Do I think there's going to be a pretty steep learning curve this year for this squad? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because we got a bunch of new coaches. We got a bunch of new players. And, it's just that big question mark hanging over this team. Do I want to fucking win a Super Bowl? Hell yes. But, can I sit here and say, oh, this team's going to win a Super Bowl this year? No, I can't because I don't know. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just alone in all this, but because it seems like a lot of people aren't, except for you, DJ, like last night, you're the first person I've seen on here that's actually come out and said that. I don't know what this team's going to look like. I don't know how this D-line is going to perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I'm with you all the way.
That's where I'm at right now. I just don't know. And I think training camp's going to tell us a lot. I think this is going to be one of the more intriguing training camps that we've seen in a long time. I think this competition is going to be good. This culture of competition that they're building. I think it's good. remains to be seen if Garrett's going to be able to develop any of these players. But
Okay. Dallas Cowboy football news. Let me ask you this: what group do you have more confidence in? Our defensive line or the DBs?
I'm gonna say both. Honestly, I got confidence in both, and I think I answered this on the round table. I want to say, but I have confidence in both. I got confidence in Chris Richard. He's a great defensive-minded coach. He fires me up in the interviews, and if he's doing that in the interviews, he's probably doing that 100 times better on that football field coaching guys. And I have no problem with the DBs, and I have no problem with the defensive line either. I think, we have our concerns with Malik Collins, broken foot, and David Irvin's out of shape, but at the same time, Coney Ealy's not a pushover guy.
He's not.
Taco Charlton is coming up to par. We got a 14.5 sack guy from last year on this team that finally got it. That's clicking. You got Tyron Crawford, who don't give up on plays. We have good hustle there with him. There's just a lot of pieces that we have, and Malik Collins will be back week 1. He knows the first steps to rehab after that foot surgery. He's done it before, so that's going to benefit him.
But is that foot at risk right now?
Well, yeah, right now it is. But week 1, I think he'll be good to go.
Charles Tapper, another injury, brother, concussion. Like, what are we doing here?
Charles Tapper, he didn't do anything for us, and we still had a pretty good defensive line. We were 8th in the National Football League in run defense, and we racked up a lot of sacks. Charles Tapper wasn't a part of that. I put a fork in Charles Tapper years ago.
He's done. He's
right,
done.
And that's just what it is. I'm not concerned about Charles Tapper. What I'm concerned about is what's really going to help this football team. Randy Gregory. That's who's going to help this football team. Yeah, he probably won't be in football shape, but he probably will be. And maybe he might start the season off on pup list so he gets his feet underneath him. But hey, that's another piece of that defensive line, and I have a good feeling he's going to get reinstated. Roger Goodell's going to eat every 60 days that he has to get him reinstated. But at the end of the day, that 94, that's going to be a huge piece to our defense.
Working class, do you think we will get Gregory back? And if we do, you believe he'll be effective?
Well, anything's possible with this fucking commissioner and this fucking this vendetta he's got against fucking Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones was the only owner who had the balls to stand up to him, and say, "Look, motherfucker, you work for us." And I don't want to just agree to this fucking contract extension, because I think in all this shit with the anthem and everything, we've forgotten that really the fucking owners run the league, not the fucking commissioner. They've given that man too much power. But anyway, I digress.
Exactly.
Yes, I hope that fucking Randy Gregory does get reinstated. One, because I truly believe this man has turned his life around. There's too many people. I'm talking quality, Hall of Famers, former perennial Pro Bowl. Chris Carter being one, even though I know he's a fucking big time Cowboys hater. Okay. He was coming out speaking praises over fucking Randy Gregory. So I think there's a really good chance he's going to get reinstated. And as far as making an impact on this team, yeah, let him, like you said, DCFN said, man, let him get his feet under, get back in football shape. Here's the problem, man. And here's the way I see it. Here's the problem with Cowboys Nation. Okay, as I see it, a lot of people out there, we have these unrealistic expectations of these young players who are unproven. For example, I don't know if you all touched on this already, or if you're aware, but we cut Quentin Osborne and signed that Antoine Woods guy.
Yeah.
From the Titans, that D tackle. What the fuck are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? So you're gonna cut a healthy guy, and you're gonna sign a guy who's injured. Okay, now I don't know shit about Antoine Woods. I'm not gonna sit here and say I know anything about him as a player. I'm sure he can, hold his own on the football field and everything. But maybe they just cut him because he's injured. I don't know. I didn't read into it too much, but I hope something helps this fucking D-line besides, DeMarcus Ware. I hope David Irvin gets his shit together, which I don't know if he's going to. Let me tell you, I don't have the faith in this D-line that some of our compatriots on here on YouTube have. I don't. I just see too many problems arise. I think D-Law's going to get lazy. I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope this money don't go to his fucking head like all the other players in the league. Let me tell you something, okay? Freaking to happen to this league. I know I'm old. I'm 45. I'm dating myself here. But I hate free agency. It ruined the game. Okay, in my opinion, because you're paying mediocre players like they're great.
Yes.
And all it does is jack the market price up of mediocre players. And that's why, teams like, the Cowboys the last few years have been in fucking cap hell. Okay. Something's got to help this D-line, though, to get back on topic here. Randy Gregory, I can tell you he's got one of the most natural bends I've ever seen in a DN. He's explosive. I think he can help, yes. But I think he needs to get, like DCFN said, he needs to get his feet under him. And, I've got so many issues. I know I keep going off topic, and I apologize for that, but I'm concerned about this fucking team and the direction I see things going with this team. And I don't know that. Sadly, here's the reality. Even if we get rid of Jason Garrett after this season, say we clean house, and Chris Richard becomes our head coach, or we bring in another guy, Chris Richard is our D coordinator. I mean, whatever happens. I don't know that it's going to make any difference in this organization because guess what? It all starts at the top in the front office. Yep. Jerry Jones is going to allow a young coach who's motivated, who wants to fucking win. Is he going to allow that coach to run this team? Look, Jerry Jones does a lot of good for this league. He does a lot of good for players. I can't say that I hate the man, but I sure as fuck think sometimes he's asleep at the wheel. I don't know if he's just getting old. I don't know. But, anyway, someone's got to help us. I hope one of these guys, either these undrafted free agents or Coney Ewey or a guy like that can step up, because otherwise we might be in trouble.
Yeah, good point. Football news. I read something today that Jalen Smith said he doesn't even know where his brace is. Like the brace he wore, he said he don't even know where it is. And there's a lot of hype around Jalen Smith right now, man. Will this translate on the field, in pass, under pressure, in big moments when we need him?
Absolutely. It sure will. I mean, I'm a big fan of Jalen Smith. I've been drinking the Jalen Smith Kool-Aid since day one.
You've been on that Kool-Aid?
And I think that it's going to pay off for us big time. And what happened with his brace, matter of fact, back in February when the season was over for us, he did yoga. He wanted to try it. He wanted to work on his breathing, work on his flexibility. Matter of fact, speaking of Jalen Smith, he has 3% body fat, and he gained about 5 pounds of muscle, which that's extremely well. And the not wearing a brace was his decision. When he was taking that yoga class and he was starting to work out and doing his own thing, he started doing without that ankle brace, and that was his decision. And he talked to the doctor about it. The doctor watched him move without it, and they said, "Yeah, leave it off. Keep doing what you're doing." And that's why that brace is no longer to be found. It's been off since February, guys. So that's good news for us. But to answer your question, hell yes, he can make a good impact on this football team.
Working class Cowboy, do you expect? See, and before I ask you the question, I'd hate when we put expectation on ourselves. Like I really had a problem with Jalen Smith saying he's going to be better than he was at Notre Dame because this put a magnifying glass on you, and this set expectations on you. It's kind of like the thing that happened to Lonzo Ball because his daddy put so much expectations on him, and they put a magnifying glass on him. And when he didn't exceed the general public expectation, they clowned him. So my question is, do you expect much from Jalen Smith or just good quality linebacker productivity, or do you expect something just through the roof?
A combination of both. I think he's going to have moments, that he's going to flash and he's going to make incredible plays because his athleticism, we all know, we all watched him play at Notre Dame. We know what kind of player he is, what kind of player he can be. Look, I suffered a pretty bad knee injury myself playing college ball years back before I was in the military and all that. And it's hard to come back from, and you're never quite right again. and your confidence in that knee. It's all about confidence for him this year. And I think the brace, losing the brace, him saying, I don't even know where the brace is and all that stuff, very positive sign. A lot of it's probably just taught, trying to hype himself up, convince himself that, he's going to, be fine. And I think he will be, but I also think there's going to be times when, he might just be another guy out there. Let's face it, even if he's not, sorry, I thought I lost you.
Yeah,
even if he's not at 100%, or if he doesn't return to that level he played at Notre Dame, he's still gonna be a pretty goddamn good linebacker. Okay, and I think his his step, his explosiveness, his aggressiveness, he hits. I think it's just all in all just a great all around combination for a linebacker. He's gonna. So a little both. I don't expect him to be the best linebacker in the league this year. And maybe some of that's just me being cautious, me being safe, playing it safe, because I always have a healthy skepticism, especially about a player coming off an injury.
Yeah.
Who hasn't really played a lot of football. And look, it's just really his second year.
Yeah.
Yes, I think being out in the film room with Sean Lee is going to make a world of difference, and that's in any linebacker. Linebackers play. I don't care what linebacker you put in that room with a man like Sean Lee. With his ability and his football intelligence, I think it's going to do nothing but
breaking up,
benefit that young player. So sky's the limit for Jalen Smith, and I really truly do hope that he returns to form. Because I fell in love with him in college. I think, I'm glad we brought him here. Regardless of the redshirt year and all that stuff, I thought it was a great pick. And I hope he turns out to be a steal. I really do.
Okay. That's good. I want to introduce somebody else on here, man. South of Heaven, Mike Mosh in the house. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Cowboys Nation? What's going on? I just thought I'd stop in and say hello, man.
Nothing much, man. Since you on here, man, let me ask you a question. I ask these guys, do they feel like Dak Prescott production is just gonna come from him getting better, or is it just gonna come from our O-line and Zeke being 100%?
Did I lose you? Hello.
The answer is both, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I think is funny, it don't matter what side of the fence you're on, whether you hate Dak or you don't like Dak or you love Dak. It's like, man, a Dak-friendly offense. And hold on, if you really think about that, let's talk about a Troy Aikman-friendly offense or a Troy Aikman family a team. Man, we had to have a Pro Bowler on every line. We had to have one of the top 3 wide receivers, the top 3 tight ends, one of the top 3 running backs. We also had to go get a Charles Haley. We had to go get a Deion Sanders. We already had a Darren Woodson. Stats for that guy. You know what I mean? And that's not to take away from Troy Aikman, but it's a team win, a team sport. And, coaching has a lot to do with it. The motherfucking Philly, we all fucking hate Philly, but their coaching staff was there. They were able to put the pieces together last year and make shit happen.
Oh, okay. Football news. I'm gonna come to you on this. And
can I interject something real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, man. I wanted to say I'll comment on something that South of Heaven just said. This is really for the whole group here, but I think therein lies the problem. That you were talking about, man. I remember watching back in the 90s, man. I watched that team. And yeah, we were signing all these great players, big name players, but all the guys we brought in were guys that helped us win that championship. I don't see this team signing big name players. Are we trying to build through the draft? Yes, but I think, see, I get tired of the comparison to that 90s team. I get tired of that comparison. I guess I just want to comment on that. I see this team trying to build a championship team. I see us trying to, experiment, and hey, let's try it this way because the other way didn't work. And I don't think this damn coaching staff, can make up their freaking mind what they want to do. I mean, shit, Scott Linehan's talking about, Tavon Austin like he's the second coming of fucking Jerry Rice. Well, let's be honest. The guy's got fumbleitis.
Man, you know that. You're right on it. And hell, Ryan Switzer could have been that guy. But if our coaches aren't going to effing use him, what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't give
no. I mean, it's like, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the Ryan. I you know what? I'm gonna pass the because nobody has. Go watch Football News. Reaction to Ryan Switzer getting traded. By the way, if you haven't, look up Football News. Tell them how.
What the fuck are we doing?
Tell them how we fucked up getting rid of Ryan Switzer.
Yeah.
Well, again, and we talk about
guys. It's like. Go ahead, man.
You there?
We talk. Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna let him talk. We talk about and I hate to say this, but sometimes, when Stephen A. Smith says we got some of the worst fans, I mean, when you look at it, when you sit back and actually look at it, we kind of do. Because, I mean, there's like, as soon as a player gets cut, oh my God, he has to be a Dallas Cowboy. No, he fucking don't. You know what I'm saying? And so with this whole Ryan Switzer trade, I'm still mad at him because of that Raiders and that Rams fumble. That's 2 fumbles. He kicked one back against the Washington Redskins, buddy. You know what I mean? And then they hop on board because they think of Tavon Austin and they think of the Rams. When they think of the Rams, they think of that record. Mm-hmm. Oh, he has to be good. He's a former he's a 10th overall first-round pick. Oh, my God. Yes, we got him. No, sit down, bud. Guy has 21 fumbles.
Whatever they record was last year.
Guys, here's the problem. Here's the problem with this coaching staff, okay, and their mindset. They're putting the damn cart before the horse.
Yep. Okay.
They're talking about how they're going to develop all these damn players, and they've got these hidden gems and all these undrafted free agents we signed. Well, the only problem with that is this coaching staff hasn't fucking proven that they can develop anybody, into a championship caliber team or player for that matter. So you can sit here and tell me, Tavon Austin is the answer, and Coney Ely's the answer. But your actions and your fucking performance don't back up your words.
That's true.
And that's my big problem was we're signing all these fucking broke dick players that no other team wants. Antoine Woods, for example, and we're trading a perfectly healthy player into Quentin Osborne, like I touched on earlier. I mean, that's the fucking problem is they're putting the cart before the horse. They're bringing these players in and they're talking like, we're going to develop this guy into the next fucking so-and-so. Well, show me.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. What's
it's really all about the coaches. I mean, that's what I've been screaming.
How we,
yes, the players are going to have to outplay the coaches. And look, guys, it's going to be a tall order. And if you think it's not, I mean, I could try to fucking, outsmart the coaches. They got to outsmart the defense. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't get how we let Darius Jackson go in 2016, and now we got him back. Like, is this just a camp practice squad? What's up with the Darius Jackson thing?
That's what happened with Darius Jackson. Darren McFadden broke his elbow, and as soon as he got healthy, the Dallas Cowboys released Darius Jackson. They didn't want to, but they wanted to because they had something better. They thought in Darren McFadden. And so he actually got picked up by waivers by the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns released him a month ago. And, it could be a camp body. I haven't heard the name Bo Scarborough anywhere in these OTAs at all. So maybe he's struggling learning this offense. Maybe he's struggling at the National Football League level. And maybe he could be beating out Bo Scarborough at the moment. Who knows? But that's what that is. And I like Darius Jackson. I like what he did. And hopefully, he come in and win a starting job.
Okay. My brother, South of Heaven, man, what I asked these guys already. Jalen Smith, man, he says he's ready. He says he's on top of his game. What you expecting out of him this year?
I mean, he's already got a year of learning besides Sean Lee, and now with that brace off, the sky is the limit. It literally is. And he's got. It's almost like I know there's we got plenty of linebacker positions there that, but it's not. It's like he don't want to be outdone by Van Der Esch. So they're going to be. Even though they got their own position, I love that we've got some fire under their ashes, and hey, I want to be as good as this guy. I want to be as good as this guy, and I think those guys are going to just rise to the fucking top. We're going to have the elite linebacking core in the NFL. We all hope that anyway. We will know a lot. Well, you can talk about training camp and all this. We'll know by let's see, let's knock out this 4 preseason games. We'll really know where we stand at each position.
Okay, that's good. Also, it's not really talked. Well, it talked about amongst us, but everybody has been so hyped about the new offense we got. The Allen Hurns, the Tavon Austin, Michael Gallup. We hopefully got Zeke 16 games. Deontay Thompson, whatever position he gonna play. Hopefully Cedric Wilson, Lance Lenore, Noah Brown. It's just so many guys. I feel like we've overcompensated on this, and I think there's going to be a really tough battle with this safety because Chris Richard is really high on Xavier Woods. And I think they said we got did we sign some guy the other day that used to be a safety or a linebacker or something? I don't know.
Yes, correct.
So did he used to be a safety or a linebacker? Which one?
What do you got, my Cowboys family?
we just signed a linebacker the other day.
He played safety in college, and he played linebacker for Chris Richard's defense in Seattle.
Okay, so we signed him as a linebacker.
Yeah, we signed that linebacker off Seattle. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, as far as I know.
I know Tyron Smith. He had a veteran day today. Coney Ely stepped in for him. Just back to the offense. We talked about Dak and the offense clicking. You guys, I don't know about y'all, and I feel like this about a couple of players. We paying these guys all this money. These big contracts are meant for 16 season games. Sean Lee, Tyron Smith. I mean, what? I mean, if Tyron Smith can't stay healthy, like I don't. If he can't stay healthy, if he's hurt every season, I don't even see him playing his full contract out. Like I just don't see him playing his full contract out, man. It's just he get hurt so much, and now for the past 2 years, it's been more than his back.
Let me tell you guys. I can speak in an intelligent manner on this subject because my back is all jacked up for all the years in military and whatnot. And if once your back's not right, it ain't never gonna get better. And when you're trying to push 260, 270 pound dudes up and down a football field, it just stands as the reason your back's going to give out eventually. It is a cause for concern in my mind. I mean, he's probably, easily one of the best players on our team, if not the. So yeah, it's very.
Yeah. So that was Cowboys football news. You're a real positive guy. You kind of, keep me grounded. Help. Make sense of a lot of things that I, have concern about. You have any concern about Tyron Smith?
Absolutely not. I think, when your back hurts, 9 times out of 10, you go to the doctor or they refer you to a chiropractor.
Right.
And
I know all about that.
And so, if his back can hold, with these chiropractor visits and these yoga things that he's doing, because yoga, it's meant to loosen up some disc. And Tyron Smith said it himself. Yeah. His feet were too close together. His hips weren't where they're supposed to be. And we like it's almost like lifting up a 50-pound box. If you lift that if you lift that 50-pound box up wrong, you're going to hurt your back. And that's the same thing with anything. And so if his feet's wrong and his hip's wrong, that's got to change. And I think that is going to change because we got new doctors in the house. One thing the Dallas Cowboys have really suffered on is hamstring. Right. Yeah, we got a whole new training staff also. And so So and I think Sean Lee's going to benefit from it. I think everybody on this team is going to benefit from that. And with the yoga and the chiropractors and getting those deep muscle, massages. I mean, all that's going to help. Can it hold for 16 weeks? To be determined.
Look, here's my. I'm sorry to cut you off, brother. Were you done? I didn't want to cut you off, man.
Oh no. Well, usually when I stop talking, like more than 2 seconds, I'm done.
I have a feeling that doesn't happen very often. Hey, no, look, I don't know, to your point, DCF, man, all these changes we're making and the new coaching staffs and the new trainers and the strength conditioning coaches and all that stuff. Like, how about, players maybe playing through little aches and pains and stuff. I think sometimes I'm not blaming the new CBA or whatever, but look, I think we're getting soft. I think a lot of it is they took a lot of the contact away during training camps and they limited it. I understand you don't want to go out there and beat the hell out of your, $1 million investments and all, but I think part of it is some of these players need to toughen up a little bit. Because you listen to old timers like, Nate Newton and stuff talk about when they used to go through training camp, ready for the season. Like Jimmy Johnson put them through the ringer. I mean, it was contact and contact and contact. Because that's the name of the game. You got to get, like, when they talk about football shape, that's part of it. So, I do share your optimism. I think it's going to benefit us, but in the long run, sometimes these players get coddled a little bit. And I don't know if that's Jerry Jones or that's just the league nowadays. And, that environment that players, are performing under, for lack of a better word. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think about that? I mean, do you think they've gotten softer?
Oh, absolutely. They got softer. They can only have 14 padded practices within 17 weeks. 11 of those 14 padded practices have to be done by week 11. So you only have, 11 full padded practices in 11 games. And then after that, you still got about 6 games to play. You can only do 4 padded practices. So, for the body to get, I know whenever I was in high school and playing football, I played defensive end. And I was either we played a 3-4 and a 4-3. So depending if I had my hand on the dirt or I was standing up, one thing coach put into us is the physicality of football. And I think that, you got to get used to it at some point. And when you don't have that support system of, sure, you're going to beat each other up. It's football. But the NFL took that away. And sometimes the body ain't used to it for 16 games whenever you got to go out there and do that.
Well, it shows. I mean, when all these damn hamstring injuries and soft tissue injuries, it stands to reason if you condition yourself to a little contact when it comes time to reel and they're going 100 miles an hour and you take a shot and you're like, you go back to the sideline crying about, how bad it hurt. Well, hey, that's football. I mean, it is a physical sport. I don't care what they do to change the kickoff. To change the rules and all that stuff and to eliminate collisions, but I think it's going to make collisions even worse. If you ask me, I think they painted themselves in a corner with changing these rules, and now we'll see. But once again, the NFL is trying to turn it into damn touch football.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the problem. Some of it is, maybe the training staff wasn't preparing these guys for the rigors of 16 games. I don't know. But, anyway, I just thought I'd ask what do you think, DJ, about that? I'm not trying to hijack your show, but.
Oh, no, it's all good, brother. We just let it rip, man. Ain't no hijacking, brother. Just let it rip. Yeah, man, I agree 100% with you, bro. Like, the hamstrings and all this other shit, I think is because think about it, bro. If you about to go on a jog and you don't warm up, you're probably gonna hurt yourself. You're probably gonna get a hamstring or something. For them to only be able to do 14 padded practices and they got to be done by week 11, you're not giving these guys time enough to get their body ready for a game on Sunday. So you telling them you basically telling them play flag football all week and then go bust your ass Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just how I feel about it. But South of Heaven,
Exactly.
let me ask you this, South of Heaven. Do you think Marinelli will step on Chris Richard's toes?
Yeah, exactly. It didn't work like that when I played.
That's a damn good question. We'll have to wait and see. I think we're going to try to give him as much, you know what I mean? I think we're going to try to give him damn near the whole thing.
Okay.
We will hope and see. Hopefully it'll work out for us.
Okay.
But to go back on Tyron Smith, we all know that's our Larry Allen. And you want to keep that guy on the team as long as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really is our king of the O-line. He's the number one
Exactly.
on the team. He's just greatness. And every now and then, injuries come and injuries go. Even like when we got rid of Larry Allen, I think he had like one off year. And then guess what happened? Boom, back to the Pro Bowl with the Niners. Was he going to the Pro Bowl on just his name? Sometimes that happens. But, our coaching staff doesn't help anything either. It's like, we already learned, like against Denver last year, hey, man, let's get some help over there or do this. But our coaching staff never does. And let's put a tight end over there. Let's put a fullback over there. Let's pull a guard over there. Or let's roll Dak out to the right since the pass rush is coming from the left. Or that guy can't pass block, but I think he can run block. Let's run the ball right at that MFer. Our coaching staff never helps at all. And Jazz Green obviously sucked, and Byron Bell sucked. And Cowboys abroad says that he thinks Tavon Smith will be fine. He says he's less concerned because we have a quality backup this year. Asterisk, we hope we have a quality backup this year, and we'll see what happens.
Right. Working class Cowboy. Do you think Marinelli step on Chris Richard's toes?
Yes. I think the writing's on the wall as far as Chris Richard. I think the plans are, if this team's smart, they're going to groom him to take that DC job. And of course, the front office might have bigger plans in mind for him. But, yeah, I think they're going to somewhat, yes, because the Marinelli is still the DC, okay? And, he's got overall decision authority over everything that happens on that defense. But if both them guys are smart, Marinelli will focus on that D-line and let Richard worry about that backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he's going to look. I'll throw it out there. I think Chris Richard is going to turn this damn secondary into something special. I really do. I think he's got a vision. I mean, the way the man talks now, it could be all hot air. I know, Mark Holmes came out saying, something smelled fishy as far as them firing him. And I just think sometimes, teams decide they need to make a change. I think it wasn't that Chris Richard lost the players; just decided they knew best. All that drama that was going on in Seattle, and look. Bottom line is, I think yes, I think there's going to be some toe stepping, but are they going to be man enough and adult enough to work around it? Are they going to be professional enough to work around it? I think it's telling that Marinelli wanted to retire this year.
Yeah.
And that, they asked him to stay another year for whatever reason. Maybe it's because they're grooming Chris Richard to take his job. I don't know, but I think it's going to be inevitable. Do I think that's going to translate into problems? I don't know.
Right.
Like I said, it's on those two men to work it out. I just hope the drama don't carry over into the damn locker room, because that's the last thing you need on this damn team is more drama in the locker room.
Right. That's Cowboy football news. Will Marinelli step on Chris Richard's toes this season?
Absolutely not. There's no toe stepping at all. Simple. Working class Cowboy said it best. Rob Marinelli was going to retire. They brought him back. The Dallas Cowboys, they really didn't do a lot of interviews for that defensive court for that DB coach. And they wanted Chris Richard, and they got him. And I think Rod Marinelli knows what's at stake. And Chris Richard's been more vocal. I use the comparison of Stephen Jones been more vocal than Jerry Jones. Chris Richard's been more vocal than Rod Marinelli. And so I think that I think it's going to be a smooth transition. There ain't going to be no distractions. He's our passing game coordinator, so he's going to be calling a lot of plays regardless. And yeah, you're right. I mean, he does have that final call of the play, but at the same time, I think Rod Marinelli is going to make No, don't be surprised if there's a defensive coordinator mid-season. Ron Marinelli can easily step down and say, hey, I think you can handle this, Chris Richard. You did it in Seattle. Here you go. You know what I mean? And I think that there's no toe stepping. I think it's all mutual respect. And Chris Richard come out publicly, and he said that. I got nothing in the world but respect for Ron Marinelli. I mean, we're talking about a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator, Ron Marinelli here, and a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator, Chris Richard. So they are professionals.
Okay, yeah, good. Good point, man. I just wanted to see how everybody felt about that. Now I got to ask you guys.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Go ahead.
For everybody.
Go ahead. Hello? Yo, we must have lost him for a second.
You talking to me?
Oh, I thought you had a question.
Yeah, I lost him. Yeah, I had a question for the whole group here.
Go ahead.
I want to get y'all's opinion. If we're seeing the changing of the guard with, Stephen Jones taking over more responsibility of this team and maybe eventually running the team in the near term, what do you think it's going to make a change in the culture? Do you think we're going to see positive changes in this team based upon what we're seeing now?
Yeah, because I just think the old regime of how it's ran. I mean, the fact that Stephen Jones is very vocal now and Jerry Jones just really much talks when people ask him things. Stephen Jones is kind of very vocal. Chris Richard is very vocal. Like, I think this team is taking a whole different direction. I think we're leaving from paying mediocre guys big checks because they flashed one season. I think we're going to be on a proven basis. And they did that with Tank. Like, see, they fucked up with Tyrone Crawford. Tyrone Crawford had an okay season. We gave him a buku of money. He ain't been right since. And so I think we're getting away from that philosophy. We was in the doghouse for years with contracts, man. Dez, Romo, all these guys, man. And we're leaving that mentality now. That's why we tag Tank, man. Like, bro, you got to prove it again. Because we've seen situations where paying guys 1 year and giving them all that money and it don't show up afterwards. Now, regardless of that coaching or that guy, regardless, we've done it. And we're leaving that philosophy now. You know what I'm saying? We're leaving that philosophy of not being afraid to cut, big name players. Dez Bryant's gone. They cut him. They didn't offer them. They just said, hey, man, the Cowboys of old is not here no more. So I think a lot of stuff is going to change. Now, will it change this year fast enough for us to make it to the Super Bowl? I would like to, but who knows? But I think in the near future, we're looking at a whole different organization, man. I think we're looking at a Jerry Jones really super behind the scenes organization. Like, it's going to be different. Like, Jerry Jones, after games, he comes down and talks to reporters. What owner does that? You know what I'm saying? So I just think sooner or later we're gonna have a whole different, like, this Cowboy organization is gonna be different, man. We're definitely gonna get 6 or 7. Like, we got the youngest team in the league, man. We ain't got nothing but broke, man. Look at our safeties and DBs and quarterback and running back and line. These guys are in the 20s. They're in their 20s. These are early 20s. These guys are young. I think Tank is 25.
Well, to your point, every
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, to your point, every player that comes into the league, whether it's via the draft or free agency, aren't they all improving until they're proven? I mean, yeah, I was talking before about being skeptical, but at the end of the day, I guess there's got no choice but to be positive and hope that the things that they saw in all these players they're bringing in are going to translate to success. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think Steven's going to make a positive change in this organization in the long run.
I think so too.
I just think he's going to be more of a disciplinarian.
I want to go to football news. He's a big offensive guy. Man, brother, will Kellen Moore actually help Dak in some things? Is that possible?
Dak Prescott wanted Kellen Moore.
Right.
That is public knowledge. And if Kellen Moore failed Dak Prescott failed Dak Prescott.
Wow.
He wanted this guy, and so if he if he doesn't improve footwork, you know, and I think reading defenses and all of that, I think that's a leash by the coaching staff. I mean, he's a second-year player, fourth-round pick, Mississippi State, SEC. You know what I mean? You're not just going to give the reins to a fourth-round quarterback and say, start calling out these defenses and make audible. That just ain't going to happen. Now, will we see that in the third year?
Third year, it has to happen, though, right?
Well, like that's what. Now, if it happens in the third year, then they take that leash off and they're letting Dak Prescott be Dak Prescott because you have to take that leash off. We're talking about a $25 million per year quarterback contract for Dak Prescott. There's no more leashes. You gotta let this guy do his thing, and they catered to him. They catered receivers to him. He has a damn good running back, and he has a damn good offensive line. And I will be so pissed if Dak Prescott and company does not give Dallas a Super Bowl title with Dak Prescott under a rookie contract. Wow. It will be a complete waste of the salary cap advantage we got right now.
South of Heaven, you think Kellen Moore can actually teach Dak something?
Oh boy, this is a big one for me because at first, it's like, you got Dak Prescott who's played more NFL games than Moore, correct? But it's not like there's really any veteran quarterback gurus out there that we could have. And I really think, this is just my 2 cents, that who learned from Romo? Kellen Moore. So, in other words, Romo ain't there anymore to talk to Dak. So, right now we're using Moore. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. Working Class Cowboy, what you think about it, man?
Look, I think, first of all, a lot of people were up in arms when Kellen Moore got the job. I recall, a lot of people like, well, this guy's, he sucked on the field. Hope he's a better coach. Look, to his defense, if you look back in history, how many great players that were ever in the NFL that were considered greats ever turned into, Super Bowl winning coaches? How many? I mean, Mike Singletary was a great player on the field, probably one of my favorite linebackers all time. Okay. But yet, when he coached the 49ers, it fucking ended in a disaster.
Yeah. So
just because a player sucked on the field doesn't mean he can't coach the sport. And all signs and indications coming out of the organization are saying that, he's incredibly intelligent. He knows the game. He knows how to coach it. I mean, hell, his dad was a coach. He grew up around it. So absolutely, I think Kellen Moore can make a difference. And okay. Dak asked for him. So I think he can. Let him prove himself.
He seemed I'm not on that. He seemed like one of those players that know the game but just can't execute it himself.
Just didn't have talent.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
He's got talent to coach. He's got talent to coach. So that's what I'm saying.
Good point, man. Good point. That's. Yeah. I guess that's what I was looking for, man. I was just, they said Dak asked for him, and I was like, and I guess I had to put in perspective, like you just said, just because he can't play the game doesn't mean he can't coach it. You know what I'm saying? So, well, Jason Garrett, he can't play it or coach it. But
some guys are just fucked all the way around, man.
Yeah. So, I agree with you. I agree with you there, man. I definitely agree with you there. This is our final topic. Then I'm gonna take some questions. And this final topic,
he's got a show.
My final topic, Dan Bailey. Football news, I'm going to start with you. This is your boy. I already know your answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do we got to start turning our head and looking elsewhere?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, he had a growing injury. I mean, and Cowboys do this all the time. They rush their players back. Was he 100% ready? No. Dan Bailey missed an extra point kick coming back from a growing injury. Obviously, he wasn't ready. He just got thrown back into the fire. Same thing with Romo. He broke his damn collarbone 6 weeks later. You know what I mean? And so with hamstring injuries, we put him back too early. They ripped the same fucking hamstring. So I think that he missed 5 field goals, but he also missed 5 field goals last year. And if you remember correctly, he's pretty damn clutch. So let's not turn our heads on Dan Bailey just yet. Number 5. He'll get it together. He's a good He's one of the great assets that we have on this football team, and it's hard to replace a reliable kicker.
Well, let me ask you this: if you had to get rid of one, him or Chris Jones, who you getting rid of?
Neither. Are you kidding me?
I said if you had to.
Throw away Chris Jones, bud. I can punt the ball. It might not go far, but I can punt it.
Okay.
Jeff Heath, the punter.
South of heaven, man. Are you worried about Dan Bailey, man, off of last year?
Who'd you say?
Hell yes, I'm worried. And, I don't.
Did y'all say Chris Jones is garbage?
No. No one said that.
But I remember, there was a elite kicker in the NFL years ago. He used to play for the Colts. I think it was the Mike Vanderjagt guy. And it's like we got him, and he just lost his confidence, and he just went to pure shit. And confidence is a big thing. And, yeah, Bailey's healthy again, but, is he going to be okay up in here? And, this is a winning organization, America's team, and I'm sure Dan Bailey is, he's smart enough and talented enough that he will be back. But, yeah, that confidence key, that if he loses that, that's the only thing that can worry me.
Okay. Working class. How you feel about Dan Bailey this year? Well, I don't know if he's there, but I'll answer.
What I think about him?
Yeah, Dan Bailey.
Well, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yeah. First of all, I was cutting out. Did y'all say you thought Chris Jones was garbage?
No. I asked him if he had to choose one, Chris Jones or Dan Bailey. He said he'll keep Dan Bailey and cut Chris Jones.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I could just let Chris Jones walk like that. He's one of the best damn punters in the league.
Yes, he
Can't
is.
deny the fact.
So
but
active.
if I had to choose Dan Bailey, man. Has a bigger impact on the game. Chris Jones doesn't count for points. Dan Bailey does. So it's an easy pick in my mind. Plus, he's one of the most accurate kickers in the NFL. I don't care about last year. Guy screwed his groin up.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. If you're kicking a football, you kind of need to use your groin. So, I think he's going to be fine.
Okay. Well, there ain't no questions in the chat.
That's my opinion, man.
There's no question in the chat. First
Hey, real quick, let me tell you this real quick. When I toured the Star, Dan Bailey, off to the west of the practice field, Dan Bailey has his customized little 6-foot field goal that he kicks it for practice.
Really?
So, yeah, he has his own little specialty field goal, and it's a little 6 foot, and the bars are a little bit lower, so it's going to be harder for him to make those. So that's what Dan Bailey's kicking in. Let's just remind you guys of that.
Yeah, guys, look, he's going to be fine. Dan Bailey's going to return the form.
What I don't understand is the guy we signed off the streets or whatever, the veteran, he was kicking just fine. So why would we have rushed Dan Bailey back?
Mike Nugent.
Yeah, Mike was kicking just fine for us. Did a very solid job filling in.
I don't know why they rushed him back. I wondered that too. When you're desperate, when you're losing, you do anything. You do desperate things. It's almost like I wonder why the hell we playing our starters in that last damn Eagles game. It was because we stunk up our season. Garrett was trying to stop another 8-8, which in my opinion, 9-7 is 8-8 still. Because he said that he played his start the last game because he wanted to finish the fight. Well, that's bullshit. Because in 2016 we played the Eagles the last game. You didn't play the starters then, and that's because we were 13-3. So I don't know why they rushed him back.
And the only reason I'll count that win is guess what? That the following year the Eagles counted that as a win.
Yep.
I mean, even though Romo Worcester their ass made them look like a 5th grade high school team.
That's true. That's true.
Whatever, you get my point, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I agree, man. So like I'm saying, man, it's just all in all, y'all. I'm gonna let everybody get it. Oh, my Cowboys family got a question, especially DCFN. Does Tavon Austin make the team? I think so.
I already addressed this. With Scott Linehan, he can call the shittiest plays week in, week out. He still has a job. Scott Linehan wanted him, smiled ear to ear. They're going to force this wasted roster spot, and that's just what it's going to be.
bro, DCFN, man, I tell you what, Tavon Austin is going to be your albatross this year, bro.
How?
You're gonna
Tell me how.
I just think
you're going to tell me that. Let me tell you this real quick. Let me tell you my stance.
What you initially
Sean
said.
McVay had one of the best offenses in the NFC, and probably not the NFL over there with the Rams last year. A rookie head coach, offensive mind guy. If Tavon Austin is so damn explosive, Sean McVay would have found a way to use him. And you're going to tell me Scott Linehan is offensive coordinator-wise is better than Sean McVay? And Scott Linehan knows how to use – No, I'm not backtracking because what I said is what Scott Linehan said. That's why I got to throw my pride on him making the team. That's what I'm backtracking on. Do I agree with it? No. I watched the video. I already said that.
But you're going to give him a chance.
Scott Linehan, I have to. I mean, Scott Linehan already said it. They want to get the ball in his hand. But I'm challenging Scott Linehan to do it because Sean McVay, who was a damn good offensive coordinator, couldn't figure out how to do it.
South of Heaven, do you think Tavon make the team?
I mean, you can talk about whether he's a running back or wide receiver or whatever, but with Brian Switzer being gone and him being one of our return guys, Tavon Austin will most likely he could make the team just because of that, to be one of our return guys.
Yeah. What you think, working class? You think Tavon makes the team?
Well, I mean, the way Scott Linehan's talking about him, who's gonna replace him?
Right.
I mean, honestly, who to do what he can do? I think he's an incredible weapon. If he can hold on to the damn football, I think he's an incredible weapon. What I meant by that, DCFN, about the albatross was I was messing with you a little bit, but I just mean what you said initially about him. And then you came out and said, you know what, I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid. But I just think, people are, if he does go out and ball out, people are going to be, reminding you about it all the time. So.
And can we go back in history? When's the last time we grabbed somebody like this or in a trade or free agency and he didn't stay on the team? Because Jerry Jones does not like to be wrong. And I'm not pointing at Jerry Jones was this pick. Steven, the rest of the boys could have had something to do with it. But my point is, we got this guy, so we better keep him at least a year to just prove to the world that we're right. We know what we're doing.
Agreed. Another question from my Cowboys fiance, T. Will. Do you want him to make the stay or get cut? I want to keep T. Will. Do y'all
get him out of here? Get him out of here. Pack your bags, little man. Get him out of here.
T. Will is the last of our receiver core besides Jeff Swain, who is still
gotta keep him.
He's the only one that knows that playbook.
Why do you gotta keep him though?
You got listen.
Why?
You got
go to play.
Listen, Mickey.
Hey, cut out again.
Let me ask you this, DCFN. Let me ask you a question, DCFN.
Shoot.
Let me ask you a question, man. Who's gonna? Huh?
You're breaking up. I didn't catch any of that.
Hey, sorry, I keep cutting out. If we get rid of him, between T. Will, Dez, and
no, I can't.
I think he's saying who would replace him.
Is that what it is? I don't want to answer the wrong question.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got it.
What's the question?
Yeah, who's going to replace? And I caution myself saying this because I know what y'all is production. Between Jason Witten, Dez, and if we lose T. Will, I mean, what's that? Like 150, 160 catches? I don't know exactly off the top of my head. I'm sure you could tell me. But who's going to replace all those catches?
You can have anybody can catch the football. One thing that you don't got from T. Will is touchdowns last year. And
I knew you were gonna go there, and I agree with you. I mean, I'm not saying he balled out last year.
There's a good rookie from Colorado State.
Wouldn't it be good to have some rookie presence?
Well, Alan Hearns is a veteran. Deontay Thompson is a veteran. Alan Hearns, veteran. Cole Beasley, veteran. Deontay Thompson is a veteran. that there's veteran presence there who can catch some touchdowns. I mean, it's easy. T. Will, he's been catching his hands for over 5 years, or 5 years now, going on 6. That ain't gonna change. That has to change. And we got, hell, even fucking Cedric Wilson can catch the ball with his hands. Trust me, just because, and you don't, like Dak Prescott says, you don't need a number one wide receiver.
What are you basing your opinion?
What Dak Prescott said was, you don't need a number one wide receiver. You don't. But the NFL, the teams, clubs focus on that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can catch the ball. Hell, I can go over there, run a hitch route, and catch the football.
You don't need a number one.
But Terrence Williams, number one, he isn't practicing. There's a potential suspension on his belt. So if he does get suspended, he's going to be gone games, at least 2. See what I'm saying? So either way, we're not going to have him for at least 2 games. Why not have him for 16? Yeah. Because there's going to be players there that are going to be stepping up regardless.
Can I jump in on this? Do you want to keep T. Will or have him cut? Well, it's $3 million against the cap. With Dez, Bryce Butler, and Jason Witten gone, I would like to have still 3 receivers there that Dak has, some talent and some chemistry with. So Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, you know what I mean? Those are 2 right there, and I would hate to just have everybody gone. We got players in the NFL that are doing drugs and they're still here. They're beating their wives and they're still here. And all of a sudden, listen, I'm not, and trust me,
you hit it on the head, 88.
Should not be drinking and fucking driving, but I have a beer and I do something dumb. All of a sudden, I'm kicked off the fucking team. It's like, man, that guy did drugs. This guy got weed. Randy Gregory been on the team for let's say 3 years, but yet I'm kicked off because I had a drinking night. It ain't right. But a lot of my point is that $3 million against the cap, and he's built some chemistry there with Dak. I mean, if Dez and Witten were still here, bye T. Will, But I hate to try to redo the whole damn offense.
Exactly.
Good
point.
Exactly.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Check this out. Yeah, we could talk about the $3 million, but technically that's already been paid. So even with him gone, it's like him still being on the team. Chances of us signing a big-time free agent to use that money is probably 20% anyway. You know what I mean? And to change the whole offense up right now is a good time. And I'm kind of glad T. Will's sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Recovering from a foot injury, because it's going to give these guys hell. We got 1 more week of OTAs left. We got all of training camp and we got all of preseason to install this offense, and for these young guys, Allen Hurns, the veterans, to learn this playbook. And they're going to have pretty much the whole 3rd preseason game to get this all down. And I think that right now is a good time for these young guys to step up and learn this offense, learn the playbook. Because with Dak Prescott, you just got to get open, and he'll hit you. There's not really much to it. Yeah, know the playbook, know your route, know your assignments. But at the end of the day, if you're open, he's going to hit you. And it don't take much experience to get open in the NFL if you got the athleticism and the talent.
Well, I think this whole T. Will thing, look, it just highlights the bigger issue, which is that, the media got a hold of this freaking story and it blew up. And look, in the big scheme of things, what went down, not the worst thing that's ever happened with a player in the NFL. I mean, we could just go back to Ray Rice. So why, and I'll tell you, that was part of the issue with Dez Bryant. And this goes back to, everything that happens within Cowboys is under a microscope and it gets amplified in the media. And Terrence Williams should have freaking exercised better judgment. But look, man, maybe in his defense, the guy went out and was drinking and drinking away his sorrows because he sees the writing on the wall. Look, we brought in all these damn wide receivers. They're revamping the wide receiver room. The guy knows that his days are probably numbered. Was that the best response to that? Did that instill confidence in the fan base or even in the coaching staff? Probably not. But, if I recall, Terrence Williams ain't never been in trouble off the field before. So it's not like this is a systemic issue, and we're making Terrence Williams out to be this criminal that he's not and a problem that he's not.
Well, I just think,
mistakes happen,
and I'm not pinpointing a problem child at all. I'm pinpointing production. We cut Des for production at a $16 million contract, and Des caught 8 touchdowns. Terrence
I
Williams
don't
sitting
believe it was just for
at a
production.
$4.5 million contract, and he didn't catch 0. Tell me how that logic makes sense.
Well, listen. I don't think it was just about. I mean, we can go back to Des Bryant. I mean, we've talked about it. You guys have talked about it ad nauseum. We all know that wasn't the only reason Des Bryant got cut off this team.
Nope.
Okay, I think Des Bryant. I think they could have handled it better. But it goes to show that when the media gets a hold of stuff, they vilify people because it makes interesting watch. It gets clicks, whatever, what have you. And that's the social media world we live in. But, Des Bryant is telling because he still don't have a job. I was with vilifying Terrence Williams. I don't think we should cut him. I think he's got too much experience in the system. He can help these young receivers. If that means he's got to sit on the bench, then so be it. Because I do agree with you. These players need snaps. To get better. Yeah, and him being on the bench with that foot injury is a blessing in disguise. However, if he does get suspended over this, the team does have an out. So I don't know, but I don't think they should cut him.
Yeah, I don't think they should cut him either. Like South Haven said, man. Guys out here beating their fucking women, man, and doing all this crazy shit. This guy has been a quiet, we've never seen T. Will in the news ever. He said himself, I ain't never did nothing like this. It was a bonehead, silly situation that he's gonna learn from. But I don't cutting the guy, man. I don't get it. Like if you want him cut just for your personal reasons, like him not, being productive as he should have been last year, then that's fine. Say that, but don't use this incident to say, oh, get him out of here, because this is small compared to the bullshit that goes on with these NFL players. This is very small. What T. Will did is more dumb than anything.
How does keeping him hurt the team?
It don't hurt me because I want T. Will. I want to keep him. I like T. Will, man. T. Will when he's on his game.
For the group.
Wasn't nobody saying
for the group though.
T. Will was the Kansas City game when he had about over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody saying anything. You know what I'm saying? No,
he didn't. When T. Will's making plays for us,
damn ball. He helped move the ball up the field last year. He didn't score, but man, he helped get other people to score. So, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Like, I just hate, like you say, the news get a hold of it, bro, and their job is to get ratings. So they got to blow everything out of proportion.
Exactly.
They got to blow everything out of proportion. They got to make their head. It's kind of like YouTube. It's clickbait. You got to make your title look like, something just extravagant. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. Like, yeah, it was a Kansas City game. He had 141 yards. You know what I'm saying? And he only on 9 receptions. He helped out a lot that game. Man, you just gotta. I think he deserves.
Terrence Williams always been. Terrence Williams always been streaky. Look back at 2014 when he made that incredible catch, a tiptoe catch in Seattle, to help steal the game. Nobody was saying T. Will should be cut then. I just think this ain't no offense to anybody, like DCFN especially in his opinions. He's a totally entitled to your opinion, brother, as you well know. But I just think that's therein lies the problem, is that we get all this damn access to the locker room, to the players, and it's unprecedented. The amount of, this wasn't happening back in the 80s. You didn't know a damn thing about what was going on in the locker room unless one of the players spoke out.
No,
now it's 24/7 damn NFL Network. It's like they know everything about these players. What size their underwear is. It's just ridiculous. And like, if you say one wrong thing, or you got to remember, some of these guys are 21, 22 years old. They're fucking kids. No offense to anybody that's that age, but you know what? Life experience counts for a lot. All right, growing up, learning, maturing. You got to remember these kids. Zeke's a kid.
He's a kid.
So what? He pulled a girl's shirt down and showed her titties. So what? He was at a club where a fight broke out. He's a fucking kid.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm so sick of. I'm so sick. And another thing, I wanted to go back to something that it was a comment. I don't remember. I think it was DCFN said about Sean McVay. I want to put it out there. I'm so sick and fucking tired of hearing about Sean McVay and how great he is and how fucking he had one good season and he fucking boloed in the playoffs. So don't sit there and tell me he's the second coming of Bill fucking Walsh. Yeah, he had that offense humming, but goddamn it, what has he done?
Exactly.
Okay. You know, so
Hey,
fucking.
it just goes back to. Well, the whole thing with Sean McVay is, I mean, you players learn from it. I mean, Bill Belichick sucked as a Browns coach, and he goes to the new and he learned from it, and he went to the Patriots, and look, he has 5 Super Bowl rings single-handedly as a head coach. So, I mean, I don't like if there's success, there's success, and as a rookie head coach to have that success, it's pretty damn good. Because I remember my head coach Jason Garrett went 8-8 seasons, and the fucker still has a job. So, I mean, and Sean McVay came out balls blazing. That's why I bring up Sean McVay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about going to wrap it up for the night, y'all. Really had a good time on here with you guys.
I was just throwing it out there. It just bugs me.
Yeah. You know, it was real cool. I appreciate you guys for coming on.
Go Cowboys.
Y'all know me, 5th Quarter Cowboys. DJ
yeah, let's go Cowboys.
South of Heaven 88. Let them know where they can find you at, man.
You guys know the deal, Mike Mosh on Twitter. I haven't started my Instagram, but I am out there, Mike Mosh on Instagram and my Mike Mosh like page on Facebook. And, of course, South of Heaven 88 here on YouTube. I'm more involved in the TTC, the Trash Talk Circle. We do a lot of live streams, and a lot of times it's your mama, you're ugly, and your mama dresses you funny, blah, 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 you're fat, you're this, you're that, as opposed to a lot of football talk. But it's a mixture. The Trash Talk Circle is great. You know, cam up week to week during the season, make some bets with the opposing teams, you know, and it's a good, fun time. It's not for everybody, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of Cowboy fans, the My Cowboys family, the Law Nations, the Shane Goes, the Mark Holmes, or everybody else is just all Cowboys, Cowboys, Cowboys. Like, man, mix it up, man. We got the Giants Mafia out here, the Philly Knights out here, the B&G out here. It's good to get with some of the real video makers that rep that team and they go at them and, you know, go head to head and give them hell and they give us hell back. It's a good time over there in the TTC Trash Talk Circle on YouTube. And yeah, as you guys know, I'm the #1 Dallas fan and Jersey man. I do all sports and teams. Anybody need a jersey? I'm not twisting anybody's arm, but if you got a connection, that's great. If you don't, Mike_Mosh@yahoo.com, Mike_Mosh@yahoo.com. I do all sports and teams. Cowboys, of course, my team, and hit me up. You can get some good jerseys. Mark Holmes has been getting his job boot jerseys out for me for years. Cowboys X Factor hit me up this year. TCDC hit me up this year. I got a D-Town got one from me, so it's been pretty good, man.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. Thank you for dropping that, man. Thank you for coming through, bro. You know you're always welcome on here, bro, to talk this good Cowboy football, man. I can't wait till I get me a setup like yours, man. It's so nice over there, bro. I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like it didn't happen overnight, but, you know, one piece at a time. You know, I'm at a yard sale, I'm at a flea market. Yeah. Every now and then, you know, you get on eBay and, eBay, if you got some money in you and maybe a few drinks, you're like, okay, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, yeah, you'll just go nuts and go crazy. But, man, it's, you know, it's all about repping that star, being a fan, a true fan, 367, what is it, 365, 24/7, 365. Win, lose, or tie, Dallas fan tool. I die, but I hate the losing part and I hate the tying part. And you know how many years the haters already remind us how many years it's been. And trust me, we all want that ring. You know, it's been a long effing time, but we got to keep on repping and wishing us the best. But man, with Ezekiel Elliott and the O-line we got, I see us just like the 13-3 year, guys. I really do think we're going to be back the very double-digit wins this year, and sky's the limit.
Man, thank you again, brother. Working Class Cowboy, man. Let them know where they can find you at.
Hey, y'all, look, I'm not a social media mogul like some of y'all on here, but look, you can catch me on my channel, Working Class Cowboys, here on YouTube. If you don't know me, come check me out. I post videos every so often. Look, let's go fucking Cowboys. Let's wreck this fucking league. All right, let's fucking shut the fucking haters up and fucking show the world, all right, what this fucking organization's all about. All right, let's fucking quiet the noise. Let's shut the haters up. All right. Like I said, let's fucking team at a time. Let's
Yes,
go,
sir.
Cowboys. I appreciate y'all having me on here. All right. I know I get long-winded and whatnot. I appreciate your patience with me. And look, fucking, I hope that you'll have me back someday soon. I love talking about the Cowboys. It's what I'm passionate about.
Oh
And
yeah.
hey, south of heaven, man. Let me know, brother, where I can fucking hit you up about a jersey, man. I didn't catch everything you said, but I'm interested in getting some jerseys, man. So
I'll type it in chat
let me
right
know.
now. You can take a look.
Yeah, he gonna type it in the chat for you.
Okay, yeah,
That's what's up.
I'll go down there and look, man. I'll probably be hitting you up, dude, because I want to get some fucking.
I've seen some of his work. Good shit. Last but not least, man, my brother from another mother. Let him know, brother.
Definitely. Thank you, Crown J, Fifth Quarter Cowboys, for having me. Mike Mosh, thank you for coming in. Working Class Cowboy, thank you for coming in, guys. It's been fun. Again, guys, we all respect each other's opinions regardless. And it's just, we're all Cowboy fans looking for that sixth ring. So, and however we dissect it, however we view it, as long as it comes to it, no matter who's right or wrong, we got that sixth string. So that's all that matters. But it's been your Dallas Cowboy Football News. Cowboy Nation. Peace.
Thank y'all, man. Hey, shout out to everybody who came and showed love, man. Cowboys fan. Let's get this number 6. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck everybody else, man. We out of here.